This is one of the neighborhoods hit hardest by Thursday's thunderstorms. At this house, an entire tree came down, blocking this family from moving their car out of the driveway. Thursday's storm in Imperial County brought heavy flooding to roads and powerful winds that knocked down more than 100 power poles. Work crews could be seen across town trying to restore power. In one neighborhood, nearly every street was lined with downed trees, many of which had toppled onto cars, fences, and homes.
Bueno, pues se nos vino el mundo encima.
Adriana Zuniga says it felt like the whole world came crashing down as buckets of rain poured over her home. She was fortunate her house wasn't damaged, but down power lines left her without electricity. By Friday evening, she and hundreds of other residents were still in the dark.
It turned for the worst really quickly.
Fire Chief of Operations Cedric Sasenya says the county's electrical infrastructure was severely impacted. A shelter has now opened for folks still without power. While no critical injuries were reported, he says that his crews responded to several traffic accidents and carried out multiple rescues.
Removing people that were stuck in the mud or stuck in the water, their vehicles were disabled.
As cleanup efforts continue, the city of Calexico is urging residents to stay indoors and avoid any unnecessary travel. That way, work crews can clear up debris and restore safety more quickly. Reporting in Calexico, Alexandra Rangel, Arizona's Family.